That's okay. I could just speak for myself. There were some internal things that I had to deal with that I thought I had dealt with already, and so my eclipse season was more on family or lack thereof, and just the old reminder about the fragility of the human body. As much as I know I am extremely healthy, my body lets me know every now and again that, yeah, you're healthy. And there's still some things that you can do to improve that. So I'm thankful and I'm grateful to be here. I know it's been a while since we have been here. I know uh, some of us know what's been going on. I have, and we are live on my internet radio station on the sevens with Pipers B Metatron. And as of 43 minutes ago, the station is live 24/7, 365. I am still loading content on there. However, I got enough of my own content on there where I don't have to pay Frankie Beverly and May shit. So at first, you're going to hear the same couple of shows over and over and a whole lot of meditation tracks. But as we get further along in this thing, and as I get some guest hosts and some other folks to come on and provide some content, there will be a nice, diverse selection of all things sevens, which is spiritual, which is truth, and self mastery. So, with that, I'm very, very, very excited, and I'm asking each and every one of you to, when you get a chance, because I will send out the link in an email right after this show. When you get a chance, just bop on over there and check it out. It is a regular radio station, except it's not in a building. It's right here in my own office. So I'm very, very excited about what's coming forth and what great things are happening. I have some other information, some other announcements, but I'll wait till at the end of the class today. And today we're just going to jump right back into the awakenings of our uh, seven self personalities. And, we've talked about the spiritual self, talked about the physical self, the mental self, and the emotional self. Today, I want to get us a introduction and an awakening to that intellectual self. The intellectual self is aligned with the throat chakra, and the intellectual self is the home of our learning capacity. Our intellectual self determines how we learn and how we communicate and what we learn and what we communicate on a daily basis. And your intellectual self is how you express your truth at any given time and in any given situation. And the reason why I said any given time and any given situation is most of us think that you can be you're speaking the truth when you're calm and you're in a calm, safe, and clear environment. Yeah, you are expressing your truth then, but any of us that have had any experience with alcohol or someone who drank a lot, after about drink number four, they're going to tell you the truth. uh, you could be in a heated argument with a spouse or a coworker or Karen or Billy and you can express your truth. You always express your truth from your intellectual self, And depending upon situation, it could be influenced by either the mental self or the emotional self. So pretty much it's not only determines how and what we learn and communicate daily, but it definitely determines how others view and judge us as a person. Your intellectual self is the one that has the biggest impact on how others will view and judge you as a person. Anybody have anything they would like to chime in with that? All righty, all righty. I'm going to poke a hole in one of the fallacies that folks always say. You see memes about it. Knowledge is not power. All right, don't throw tomatoes at me, you guys, but I'm being real honest with you. Knowledge is not power. Knowledge in and of itself is not power. And hear me when I say this today. And this is about the introduction into the intellectual self. Acquired knowledge, stuff you ever read, stuff in the book, something you experience, something you learn at a job, something like that. Acquired knowledge applied to your daily life can make one powerful and can open doors that others can't even enter into. That's, the acquisition, you've acquired some knowledge, you acquired this, and if you apply the knowledge that you acquire to your daily life, over time, that application of that knowledge can make one or you powerful. And it can open doors that others can't enter. Unapplied knowledge, that's you done acquired all this knowledge and information and you ain't doing nothing with it. Unacquired knowledge is just a bunch of information doing you and no one else any good. Do we know some folks that is in both of those buckets? We know some people that got acquired knowledge and they apply it to their daily life and it makes them powerful and they can go places that others can't. Yeah, very, very few of us have a few folks in our lives like that. Most of us have the second part. Bunch of folks got a bunch of knowledge and they ain't doing nothing with it. Unapplied knowledge is just a bunch of useless information doing you and no one else any good. Anybody got anything they want to chime in with that? Am I off base? I mean, you can tell the host if I'm off base. It's the first one I've done in a couple of weeks, so I could be missing the mark here, but I think I'm onto something here.
Can people straddle the fence? Can you be like a combination of both?
Absolutely, and for the most part, I would say the majority of society is straddling, 51 of one and 49 of the other. Yeah. Yeah, I would say that. Okay. I'm a teacher. I have a bunch of acquired knowledge. I spent a lot of time reading a lot of books in my life and going through a lot of manuals and things like that. And me being willing to give that acquired knowledge away, some people could look at me and think that I was powerful because I have the ability to affect the masses just by giving some knowledge, some of my acquired knowledge away. I have that ability. So does each one of us on this call. I'm looking at a singer that her acquired knowledge, and when she speaks her truth through her song, millions get blessed. I'm looking at a waist bead maker that's her acquired knowledge. That when she gives one of her creations to someone and the bead does what it's designed to do, and she gets the praise report later, yeah, that's power. You have power to your waist bead changed how someone saw themselves totally. Your song changed how someone was relating to someone totally. We have other folks on the line that have other skills that affect people in mass, not just yourself, not just yourself. I mean, there's only so much numbers I can read or charts I can read for myself. There's only so much. And most of what I know and practice today as my lifestyle, I've done all the way through my life. When I was in corporate America, I used astrology for my benefit. I used numerology for my benefit. I used the card sciences for my benefit. I did readings on the people who worked for me. What? I ran their charts, I ran their cards, and I ran their numbers. I sure did. Sure did. So let's get out of the mindset of just thinking just because you got knowledge that, because if knowledge was powerful, there are millions of knowledgeable melanated people in this country. Millions, not just 10 or 12. I'm talking millions. Where's our power? So we have to, let's think about this. Knowledge in itself is not the power. It's what you do with your knowledge and how you affect a change in your life and then a change in someone else's life. And then after you've changed yours and someone else's, then society catches up. That's the trickle down effect. That's how it works. You want to change the world, start with the one in the mirror. And then go out and share with one other person what you found out from the mirror. And just ask them, the only thing you ask them to do is pay it forward, do the same thing. It will catch on like wildfire. It will catch on like wildfire. But no, we got folks making public service announcements about getting the vaccine. Oh, everybody okay? All right. All right. Intelligence. I want to hit a couple of points. This one is we're gonna. This is just an overview, and we're not gonna belabor points today. I have calmed down from earlier. Earlier, I was on one, and this had a chance to go a whole different direction, but I calmed down, which I'm grateful. But I want to give a couple of points about your intelligent self, especially when it is in regards to education. Intelligence, your intelligence, or the intelligence of a person has little to do with your education / indoctrination. You guys get this, right? You get where I'm going with this. Your intelligence has very little to do with your education / indoctrination. Why? Because all of your education is not knowledge.
Can I say something?
Absolutely, you can.
Even having a psych degree, and we learned some of this studying psychology, and like now things are starting to become way more apparent for me with regards to education and indoctrination.
Yes.
And when you look at it, school is like a one size fit all for everybody.
You read my show notes, didn't you? You read my show notes, didn't you? Absolutely.
And can I say one more thing?
Oh,
Is that there's an elite group of people that get a completely different education from the masses.
Absolutely.
Completely
Of course.
different.
completely different. The elite and the political class and all of them, they get a totally different curriculum than any of us got. Any of it. I was very fortunate that I kind of had free reign when I was a kid to be able to go in any direction I wanted to. And I was always fascinated with libraries. So I always went and hung out in the library, and there's a lot of books in libraries. So I got a chance to read whatever I wanted to. That wasn't always the case for all of us, you know. Yes, all of our education, all of the stuff that they educated us going up through school, I don't consider knowledge. Now let me preface that by giving you what I do consider knowledge. Math, science, and any and all skill-based curriculum. Yeah, that's 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 knowledge. They if you get into welding class, if you get into auto shop, if you get into chorus or the band or art, that's knowledge. That is a skill based curriculum. They are teaching you something that no matter whatever happens to you, you always know it. That's knowledge. That's something you can math. Even if you didn't think you was good in math, you use math every day. Use science every day in your life. Not this horseshit science about this COVID stuff. I'm talking about life sciences, biology, things like that. We'll get on this propaganda junk on another show. Yes, those are knowledge. Teach you how to play an instrument. That's knowledge. Yes, that is knowledge. History. I'm here to tell folks and bust a hole in everything. History is not knowledge. You know why it's not knowledge? Because history is written by the winners.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, it's subjective and incomplete. Let me tell you why history is not knowledge. Who wrote the Black history of America?
White America.
It wasn't Black people. It wasn't us. Guarantee you it wasn't us, because it would be a hell of a lot different than what we get February of every year. It'd be a heck of a lot different. So history is written by the winners. So of course it's subjective, and it's going to paint them in the best of light. So history is not knowledge. History is information. History is good to know. It's good to know some history. I wouldn't count on that as my base of knowledge. I don't use history as a base of knowledge. I use history as a indicator of what could happen, because cycles repeat themselves. History don't repeat itself. Cycles do. Cycles repeat. History can be rewritten at any time. We can go back and rewrite the history according to the indigenous people. It would look totally different, sound totally different than the history that we were taught. History is subjective. Social studies, sociology, psychology, humanities, etc. These are subjectively and discriminately presented based on one view, and that's normally the view of a colonizer, fitting for everybody. Like you said, Victoria, kind of that one size fits all mentality. Social studies was constructed. Melanated people didn't have a lot of input into the social studies curriculum, but they sure talk about us in there. We didn't have a lot of input into that. Psychology. I know they wasn't examining brothers. I know Freud and them dogs wasn't examining brothers.
They were experimenting on them, but not in the
You know
right
what I mean?
way.
For their, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Your intelligent self has to deal with indoctrination and knowledge. And sometimes that indoctrination crashes into your knowledge. I've been on a thread back and forth with someone today, and it was on a on these Texas Democrats uh, flying to Washington D.C. and the person that I'm in this conversation with is claiming that they did that to save or protect our voting rights. And I clearly asked him to show me in the Texas bill that they don't want to vote on. I said, show me where anywhere in that bill where it restricts or suppresses a U.S. citizen from exercising his right to vote. And he went on with emotional rhetoric, and then I just fired back. I said, see, that's why reading is fundamental, man, because you didn't even read the bill. You just passing on a CNN talking point. Your intelligent self. Your intelligent self has to know when you are dealing with knowledge, what is beneficial for you and what you can consume and then give out as a meal. That's what knowledge is. Knowledge is something that each one of us consumes, and then we can produce a meal for someone else. You know what indoctrination is? Yeah, we consume it, but we ain't producing nothing. It's producing something. It's coming out the other side though. And that's how we get caught up in our emotional rhetoric and ego, and all of this stuff takes place in that. Is because people think, and this person that I'm talking to got MSD and PhD and BA and all of these things behind his name, and he believes that that is enough. And I challenge him to go a little bit deeper than what you've been indoctrinated to spew. Does it do anybody any good to know what the state capitals are? That they beat us in us from kindergarten all the way through high school. Every year, geography. I was expecting one year that they was gonna teach me something new. Geography come around, it's the same shit. Yep. Sacramento's still the capital of California. Yeah. Nothing changed. Is that really piquing your intelligence? If you go to some of these Asian countries and look at their curriculum base and compare it to ours, to the public school curriculum, it'd be a joke. Some of these Scandinavian countries and hell, uh, go to a country that we think is third world to us, India. They got better school curriculum than us.
Can I say
So
something?
yes, absolutely,
So
absolutely,
the bottom line is all education is basically social engineering.
absolutely, it is. It points us and prods us and pokes us into the desired destinations and the desired responses. And any of us that don't go the way they want us to go or sound the way that they want us to sound, they immediately come out to discredit us and do all kind of things and cast you off and want to, this call is full of black sheep. We are
Right.
the cast-offs.
People.
Right.
We're the cast-offs. Because we're the ones that wouldn't take the horse shit that the rest of them will. We won't take it. Intellectual self is home of our learning capacity. How much can you absorb? What type of subjects you can absorb? What things are you attracted to? What that's that deals with your intellectual self. One of my pet peeves on the book or anywhere on a computer, if I see somebody that's got 89,000 misspelled words, we got spell check, people. Come on, man. Intellectual self. How do you express your truth? How do you communicate what you know? How do you learn? What again, the indoctrination is easy because they just force feed everybody, the same stuff. Each one of us learns differently. Each one of us can, there's 6 of us I'm looking at on the Zoom portion of the call, and all 6 of us can do the same things, but we learned them all 6 different ways. We all learn different. That deals with your intellectual self. How you comprehend what you read. Y'all, anybody else like me ever read something that just didn't make any sense and you just like, oh brother, what is this? You read, go ahead, honeybee. Yes, I see you.
No, I was just flashing to agree with you.
Oh, okay. You read something and you just be like, what in the entire fuck is this? And then you could pick up something else and read it, and it's like, wow. It's like you wrote it yourself.
And I was talking to Victorious, I believe, some days ago, and I was saying that the one of the challenges with the public school system is like they're teaching fish how to climb trees, and we need to learn how to swim.
You learn how to swim. Absolutely.
Yeah, everybody has different learning styles, but the public school system attempts to force everybody to have the same learning style.
Yes.
And then when they don't fit their credentials, they get placed in special ed classes.
Right. Where they really don't care about you.
Right.
Yeah. Acquired knowledge applied to your daily life can make one powerful and can open doors that others can't ever enter. Unapplied knowledge is just a bunch of information doing you and no one else any good. When we get deep into the intellectual self, we're going to break down how we learn and the different avenues of learning, and the different methods of being able to present the same concept 2 or 3 different ways, because it is important that each one of us recognizes our own individual learning capacity. And embrace it. I mean, all of us on here is brilliant people because we've all accomplished at least one thing in our life. So you're brilliant. You're brilliant. If you came on this show today, you're brilliant. Tap into your brilliance by awakening to your intellectual self. Most of us don't even know that we got an intellectual self. Most of us just be like, just go through life and allow life to happen to you. I'm the one that I happen to life. I don't let life happen to me. I happen to life. Anybody got something they would like to add?
I have something I would
Yes,
like to add.
please
I
do.
have a question that I'm grappling with right now. So I'm listening to you. And so my question is, do you think or do you feel that there are polarities to power? Because you can have one individual that's teaching, let's say a Creflo Dollar. So he is negatively affecting his flock. But then you have others who are using power, quote, positively. So does that really exist if I can take in both and use discernment to figure out what um, resonates with me and what doesn't?
Well, I am glad you brought up dollar bill, because that's my boy right there, Creflo. Uh, Creflo and Joel and TD and all of them cats, I don't believe what they have is power. They got money. They have manipulation. They are manipulating. They are playing on vulnerable people in vulnerable situations. I don't believe they have power. They have influence. Power and influence are different. They have flocks and they have followings, and they use that book of theirs to twist and turn and to bleed and purge and to separate themselves from their flock. Absolutely, but power? I don't think they have power. I don't think they have power. The
Is it?
the the
I'm
the,
sorry.
the
I just have a.
congregation has the power, because if all of them stop coming, guess what? Go ahead, Honeybee.
I was just gonna ask: isn't manipulation a form of power?
Absolutely.
Okay, you got me. Yes, yeah, it's misguided and misdirected, and usually manipulation is caught, and then the manipulator ain't so powerful. So it's short lived, of course.
It's not true power.
Absolutely, there you go. It's perceived. It's perceived power. And the only power is in the fear of whatever the hold is being exposed. That's why I practice telling on myself.
So
Sure
when it's
do.
true power, it can't be taken away.
Cannot be taken from you. No,
Perfect.
Okay. Thank you.
absolutely. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Anybody else? Honeybee.
The sad part is you have a lot of educated people that follow that doctrine too. So
Absolutely.
the term that keeps popping up in my head is educated food.
Educated fools that come out of educated schools. Yep. It's a bunch. It really is. And most of society doesn't even know. Well, they're waking up now, but before they didn't even know that they was being indoctrinated and manipulated. Had no clue. Had no clue. You know, I ran the numbers once, and this was years ago. There are about 400,000 seniors that graduate from college with a degree every year. About 400,000. Less than 2% of them get a job or keep a job in their degreed field.
And yet they're steady encouraging people to go out and get
Yet they
degrees.
still telling you to go get a degree.
And they know it
They know
doesn't.
they ain't worth the paper, the sheepskin that they're on. Some are, but 2%. So as far as I'm concerned, they ought to wipe out all of the student loan debt until you
Especially
get a
if you ain't
job in
working in your field.
huh?
Especially
Especially if you ain't working in your field, right? Right. Y'all just wipe it out. Who
But
made out?
we're like one of the only countries that has to actually pay for education.
Absolutely. And who made out? The school.
Yeah.
Look, the schools are all mad now. The colleges are all mad because the court said, yeah, you high profile athletes, y'all can market yourself and make money. The NCAA, they're like, oh my gosh, what are we going to do? Amateurism is over. Amateurism been over.
You're gonna share the wealth. How about that?
Because I kind of look at it like this. Yeah, if it wasn't for the school, they wouldn't have the team. But yeah, it's only so many Reggie Bushes, and it's only so many Kobe Bryants, and it's only so many of these dudes that can go and the kicker ain't packing in 100,000 people. I can guarantee you that. Yeah, the dude that's on the end of the bench, they ain't coming to see him. So yeah, if the school can make billions off of my likeness, why can't I make a couple of 100,000? Sound like slavery to me again. That's what it sounded like. Yeah, you could come here. We're gonna give you a scholarship to come here and go to school for free. Well, your degree ain't worth shit when I leave. And if I don't make it to the pros, what am I gonna do? I gotta go back pump gas with a degree though. Gotta go work at Wendy's with a degree. Mm-hmm. Intelligence has little to do with your education, y'all. More to do with your logic and your common sense. Logic and common sense will take you a lot farther than education. I know some folks that didn't have too much education, but they were full of logic and common sense, and yeah, they did pretty well for themselves. I like to follow their example. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Anybody else? I am thankful and I'm grateful for everybody being here. If you guys give me about 20 minutes, you can check your emails and you will get the link to my radio station. And you could just tap on it and go to, it'll pop up a player, and you could hit that player and it will play whatever is currently playing on the station. I asked that y'all give me a couple more days to get it fully integrated and fully automated, but I'm excited and I'm not holding it back anymore. So y'all can go there and you be able to go there and listen and be able to go and see that for real, it's a real radio station. Um, Victorious and Honeybee definitely want to talk to you two about a show for you two together, kind of like a girls night out type of deal, but touching on the spirituality. And Miss Winfield, you have my email address. Please email me any of your music that I could put on my radio station, and I will get it on there post haste.
Okay.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Would like to also announce that in a partnership with a very talented software engineer, and my dream that started in a spreadsheet 10, 11, 12 years ago is very close to being manifested. And then once we manifest the daily soul vibe and life cycle, daily soul and life cycle vibe, we will be changing the game how folks will be getting their daily horoscopes. And for that, I am very, very excited. Stay tuned for more information about that. But yes. I came out of eclipse season with some things that definitely lined up with what I've been intending and deliberately thinking about and manifesting since 2009. So I am very, very pleased with that. Anybody got any announcements they'd like to make? Anything going on for y'all special?
I'll be out there at the end of August
Hey,
at
hey,
the
you,
BMA Award.
all right, all right. Well, you definitely have to let me know when you get here, and when you do get here, I'll have to come and smoke one with you at least.
Like, I'm gonna need a smoke before that show.
I know you are. I know you are. But
Okay.
definitely, when you get into town, shoot me a text or call me, and I'll definitely hook up with you while you're here.
Okay, yeah, it'll be
And
the 27th through the 29th.
I can get a live interview for you for the radio station, so they know whose music they're listening to. So that'll be
Okay,
even
that'd
perfect.
be great.
Absolutely. All right. So hit me up when you get here.
Okay, I will.
All right. All right. Anybody else? All righty. Well, I'm grateful and thankful for everyone being here. I will also be sending out the new schedule later, either later today or tomorrow. I will be adding Thursdays into the mix. So when I left, we were on Tuesdays and Saturdays. Now we'll be Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. 4 o'clock my time, 6 o'clock Central, 7 o'clock Eastern. So I'm real excited about that. And as we get further along in it, I'm looking forward to doing something 5 nights a week. So that's the goal by the fall equinox. So I got a lot of work on my hands, and I got a lot of room for all of y'all that want to pitch in and put some content on here. All y'all are all welcome. You guys are all welcome. So let's do this thing, and let's make internet radio the next big thing that busts wide. All right, all right. Thank you guys all for being here. And like I said, in about 30 minutes, check your emails, and we're gonna hit the ground running come Saturday. So I look forward to seeing all you guys back here on Saturday. And tell one person that is not on here. Thank you, Honeybee, for inviting someone, but tell someone who is not on here currently right now and not a normal listener, invite them over. Just invite them over. And when you invite them over, tell them to give me at least 3 shows. It take about 3 shows for them to get used to me. So tell them, don't get mad and hang up on the first one. Just come stick around a little bit, and everything will be all right. All righty. Appreciate and love every one of y'all. And know that I have enjoyed On the Sevens with Pfeiffer's B Metatron. Keep coming back as long as you want to awaken, ascend, and expand, because your master self awaits you. Talk to everybody really, really soon. Goodbye for now.